Hello and welcome back to another Outlaw walkthrough. Today we're going to be discussing the Preview As button, especially when you're in the Flow Lab and you're, wanting to sample how data is going to be pulled in, but don't necessarily want to generate a new document or contract or template or even just go into FileVine and generate it. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So first things first, when you come over here, if you would like to preview live data within your document to kind of see how it's going to look, what's pulling in, you can use this flow web setting. Now, something to note here is that you do need to have this already connected to your FileVine, and then you would need to edit the connection and make sure to include a proofing ID. A proofing ID, like this says, is basically just a ID from a FileVine, a project in your FileVine that allows you to view that data. So right now, this proofing ID that I'm using, I am just using this demo over here. So this is just the information that's going to be pulling in. There's a few sections filled out and lots of data in here. So that's the first step. You want to make sure that you have this proofing ID filled out. You also want to make sure whichever project you're using in FileVine actually has data filled into the fields. If it doesn't have data filled into the fields, even though you have a proofing ID, nothing's still going to show up. So make sure you have those two completed. All right, and then the next thing is we're just going to click into the preview as. So as you can see here, you have a couple of different options. You do have PDF, which is a great way to view it if you wanted to see it in its final form. This isn't the best preview, obviously, just because it's a one-pager. When you also preview as PDF, you can also have the page number at the bottom. And so that's kind of a nice way to tell, especially if you're looking for page breaks or certain formatting, you can look at it using the PDF. But typically, if you want to look at it using Flow Web, you can use this to see the real data that's going to be pulling in and then how your document's going to look. So let's go ahead here. Because this is a collection section table and a repeater, it is asking me to select my medical items. Let's just go ahead and select all of them. All right, that's pulling in good. And then this information is pulling in as well. So everything is pulling in nice. I can kind of visualize it better, and I don't have to generate, this document or template within my FileVine or even in Outlaw. I can just view it with inside the document without having to leave, which is really efficient and a really great way to use this. So the next thing, a lot of times people have a hard time clicking off of here. If you are in the Flow Web view and for some reason you're having a hard time clicking off, you can also hit escape. But typically, if you just click off to either, the right or the left side, just off of the actual document itself, you'll be able to exit it. So I hope this helps.